White played his knight to b3, and you don't want to allow the knight to come into the c5 square, so you play pawn to b6, and he played h4, just tidying up over there. But now he's kind of given away his light squares over there, hasn't he? Because you've got f5 and g4 available.
Right. Yeah, I thought here h4 was probably a blunder, because it ends up that after trading bishops, g6 takes d3. I can put my knight on f5, and that's a permanent weakness on h4. The rook's tied down to defending that pawn.
Oh, good point. Good point. So after h4, you played the mysterious king move, king b8.
Yeah. I guess I just wanted to get my king. I was worried about bishop a6 check and some other threats, possibly knight c5. And so
right. Well, yeah. Well, it's funny because obviously he can't play it. Oh, I guess he could play it. Yeah, actually, I guess that's a discovery because it's check and it's not really pinned to. That's funny. It's like a pin, but the check is stronger than the pin to his queen. Okay, so king b8, and he played f3, and finally he decided to take. I like this sequencing here. You went bishop takes bishop on d3, queen takes, and now g6 gives you the f5 square, and here it is. You've got this beautiful outpost here for the knight. And once the knight gets there, like you said, it's going to be hitting in all different directions. You're going to have this square, this square, this square. All these squares, once the knight gets to f5, will be under your control.
Right. Nice. And also I played g6 right now, because even if my knight goes to f5, sometimes he can sack the pawn and play g6 and double my pawns, and then he can attack it with the rook on g1. So I wanted to stop his advance of the g6 pawn.
Okay. He played queen d2. I'm not sure of the reason for that.
I think he was going to plan on swinging the queen over to h2 and putting pressure on my c pawn in some lines.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We've got knight f5, and there it is. You jump into the beautiful square, and that is a fantastic square for that knight. That knight is just can never. Well, the only way he can get rid of it is to trade it for one of his knights. Queen h2.
Right.
So he's got pressure on c7. You play rook d to e8, offering a trade of rooks. He played king d2. You played king b7, just getting off of the diagonal. He played knight to c1. Obviously, he's looking to go to like d3 or something, and maybe d3 and followed by to e5. Maybe he's looking at that. You decided to trade rooks here. How come?
Well, I think it was time.
Oh, time pressure? Okay. I got to do something?
No, not time pressure. Just it felt right.
It felt right?
Yeah.
Let's look. Let's see. Rook takes rook. Rook takes. Rook e8. Right. Now, if he takes, now you get the file.
Right.
Oh, but don't you drop a pawn?
Well.
Rook takes rook.
My queen goes to e3 check. I get in.
Oh, we should look at this variation. Okay, so in the game, it happened. Okay, so here we go. Rook takes rook. Rook takes rook. Now it looks like c7 is hanging.
Yeah, but I have queen to e3 check, getting my queen into the game, and I win f3, and his position.
All right, so you're saying, so we'll do new variation. Bishop to if this was not played, but if queen, yeah, and it looks like you're in. So check, and he's only got one move. Well, two moves. You can go here to d1, or you can go to c2. And you're saying you're getting this pawn?
Well, actually, I may even have sacrifices on d4. So if he goes king to c2, I may have knight c takes d4, followed by pawn to c4, and then the other knight goes to c4, and the king goes to.
Let's look. So, like, if here you're saying this knight,
that's a possibility.
Let's look. Check here. Check here. You don't have any more chat.
I know it
doesn't quite work, but those are the ideas that are in the air.
That's one idea. Okay. The other idea is I can take the f pawn immediately.
Right. Okay.
And
so yeah, so I guess that's the reason he didn't take that, because he played in the game. He just played his knight to d3.
Right.
And developed, and you decided, okay, I better guard my pawn, queen e7, and he played queen to h1. You played a good move here. Knight a5, looking to jump into this beautiful square on c4.
Right.
So he stopped that. E3, very logical. It's hard to say who's better here. Actually, I guess your queen, the dominant feature of this position, looks like you've got the open file. He does have a bishop, but this is a nice knight, and the knight over here, not doing anything right now, but it will. That's the funny thing about this game. Okay, so now black to move after pawn to b3, and Danny gets in. Queen to a3, and the black king has got some entry square. Specifically, right now he's attacking the pawn on a2.
Right.
So white defended, knight b4, and okay. So here you played pawn to c5, attacking his knight. He played d takes c5, and you recaptured b takes c5. And now he did not move the knight, but instead played queen to f1.
Right. Well, when I played c5, I thought he'd have to move his knight, and I'd win by just taking a2 or even going queen to b2. And finally also getting knight takes b3. But this move, queen f1, was a shocker. I didn't expect it. But fortunately, I had a nice resource here.
Okay, so let's take a look. You did not take the knight because you didn't want to allow the queen. You may have some mating ideas because of the bishop and queen check here, so I can understand. Instead, you just queen b2 check, start attacking. Great move. He decided to save his knight and blocked. Knight c2.
Right.
And then this next move was really good.
Right. Now, when his knight was on b4, I couldn't play this move, but I play this move.
King to b6, just not, stopping one move of your attack to do a little defense, just to keep his queen from penetrating to b5 or a6.
Right, and it's a surprisingly safe square for my king, because the other square that the queen can infiltrate on is, amazingly, after going to e2 or e1, queen e6. So he doesn't even get that square.
Mm-hmm. So after that, he played queen e2, and you just kept attacking. d4. And he played c takes d4. He played knight takes d4, utilizing the pin, threatening to win a piece.
Right, and he still doesn't have a check.
Yep, still doesn't have a check. He played queen to d3.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble here. And yeah, there's threats on c2, and he can't move the knight, so it gives me another free move to play.
Mm-hmm. And so you played your knight from a to c6, and I have a feeling I know where that knight's headed. He played queen to c3, offering a queen exchange, which obviously you weren't interested in trading queens. You're attacking.
And I also get another free move here, so I take it.
Queen takes a2, winning a pawn, and now he blunders.
Right.
King to d3, question mark.
Right.
And I guess you have a couple ways you could have done this, but you played knight takes c2,
and he can't recapture with the queen because of knight b4 check.
Yeah, this is interesting. If he takes with his queen, obviously he can't take with the king, but if he takes with there, then you've got this check here on b4 winning the queen.
Right.
So he didn't want to give you his queen. So instead, after he just moved his king away, and then you played knight into d4 check and you resigned.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Danny.
You're welcome. Thank you, Michael.